This high school sports season, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs.
Affordable machines to help you get the job done quicker. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk-behind mowers. How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor. Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Yard work doesn't have to take all day. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to this playoff baseball game in Section 7 AA between the Mora Mustangs and the International Falls Bronco. As we are just about set for action, we're having the meeting at the home plate between the two head coaches, and then we should be good to go. Looking at the bracket for this Section 7 AA, Mora won their first game over Aiken 2-1, and then they lost to Esco 10-0. That's how they got down here. International Falls got the big upset over Pequot Lakes in Pine City on Tuesday, 7-5. I was actually able to watch that game, and that was a good one there between those two teams. But Pequot Lakes made the late run in the seventh inning. Bottom of the seventh inning. They came back with 3 runs, but could not get enough. And International Falls held on for the 7-5 victory, and then it went on to the next game where Pine City got the victory over International Falls 10-3, and the game before this one, Pine City actually fell to Esco 14-3. Esco had 4 home runs in that game, so that is how the bracket looks right now. So the winner of this game will go on to play against Pine City here at around 4 o'clock. It looked like we may be early for this one, but looks like it's going to be right on time between these two teams. So the next game also looks like it might get off on time, but we'll wait and see as these two teams going to get going against each other. And, as we take a look at both of these teams, two very good teams, two very different seasons, but both are in a win-or-go-home situation here for each of these teams, and it's going to be an interesting one here as the sun has popped out even more. It is getting warmer and warmer as we stand out here. The breeze that we had in that first game, it was coming right towards my face, is no longer. It has gotten hot out, and standing in the sun here, so you've got no wind behind your back to help that ball ride a little bit longer in the air. So no help there, but these pitchers should have a good day out here. It's a dry day. It's a nice sunny day. Again, the wind has pretty much subsided, and we are just about set for action here as we get the starting lineups for the International Falls Broncos. Batting first will be number 5, Torrin Thompson. Then second will be number 10, Matt Worley. Then in the third spot, it will be number 7, Julius Maish. In the cleanup spot, number 15, Cody Joslin. Then number 24 in the 5th spot, that's going to be CJ Hasbargen. Number 3 will be Brody Carlson. Number 12, Jake Olson. Number 17, Parker Olson. And then number 18, Noah Shikowski. And actually, he will have a DH for him. That'll be Zach Yuso. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, on the mound will be Nathan Nelson. Catching for him will be Mason Nelson. Then at first, Owen Lind, number 31. Then over at second, it's going to be Owen Zoka. Then over at third base, Alex Warner. Shortstop will be Carter Gamal. Then over there in left field, Nolan McGaw. Center field will be Joe Baki. And in right field, Cole Gamal. These two teams just about set for first pitch. Again, Nathan Nelson is on the mound for the Mora Mustangs. And looking at these two teams coming out here, Mora will be the designated home team, and the Broncos the away team. Of course, listening to this game on Lakes Country 104.1 F, we can to make sure the buffering is limited. Not a lot of great spots for internet here in Esco, but we will do the best that we can to make sure that we do not have too many hiccups in this one. And it looks like we are just about set to get going as Nathan Nelson will get started with his warm-up pitches. And again, leading off for the Broncos is going to be number 5, Torrin Thompson. He had a pretty darn good game in both games against Pequot Lakes and Pine City. He really helped his team stay in both games and, in fact, helped them get a lead against Pequot Lakes that they never surrendered. It got close, though. Again, in the bottom of that 7th inning, it looked iffy because all of a sudden it was a 2-out barrage that came from Pequot Lakes. They came out, they scored 3 runs on those 2 outs, and it all of a sudden looked grim for I Falls, but not the case. They held on and are now here after losing to Pine City 10-3. It was a tough loss, too, because they got out in front way early, but could not hold on as we are set for first pitch here in this elimination game between Mora and I Falls. Again, Lakes Country 104.1 FM, International Falls, KSDM, and Mora fans listening on KBEK 95.5 FM. The first pitch here from Nathan Nelson is swung on and missed by Torrin Thompson, and we are underway in Esco. So the first pitch swung on and missed by Torrin Thompson. The second pitch is going to be high for ball 1. So a 1-1 count now to Torrin Thompson. See the name C.J. Hasbargen on there for the I Falls Broncos as Thompson gets that one swung down the third base line, just past the outstretched glove of the third baseman, and he is into first with a lead-off single. But going back to Hasbargen, a young man who has an absolute cannon of an arm over there in right field. He was injured in that Pine City game, and I see him out here in the starting lineup, so thankfully he was not hurt too bad. I was worried about that. I was wondering if he was going to be able to play, but thankfully he is. In the number 2 spot is going to be Matt Worley for I Falls, and the throw over to check on the runner at first. He is back safely. That's Torrin Thompson over there at first, but he is back in time, and he is safe at first. So lead runner is on, and they check on him again. Nathan Nelson keeping him close at first, but he is back safely again. And if you're just joining us, well, you're in luck because this one just got started. Torrin Thompson started it off with a single, and now a bunt is going to put Thompson on to second base. Well, he kind of got there himself. He got a huge lead and then took off as Matt Worley lays down the sack bunt. So Julius Maish will now step to the plate. A runner on second and 1 down for I Falls. Nathan Nelson with the first pitch there to Maish. He's going to be in there for strike 1. So 1 down, runner on second, and it's an 0-1 count. Nathan Nelson checks on that runner at second and delivers, and that's going to be in there for strike 2. So an 0-2 count now to Julius Maish. Maish readies. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Nathan Nelson. Swung on and missed, and Julius Maish will go down swinging. So that's out number 2, and that will bring Cody Joslin to the plate for the Broncos. 2 down, runner on second. No runs have crossed as the cleanup batter, Joslin, coming to the plate. Nathan Nelson Shakes off one signal. There we go. Then gets one he likes. Here's the pitch from Nathan Nelson. Cody Joslin at the plate raise. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That's outside for ball one. 1-1 count now to Cody Joslin, the cleanup batter. He deals with a runner on second and 2 down. Nathan Nelson with the delivery. That one swung on and hit towards the shortstop. It's a slow roller. The throw on to first is well over the first baseman's head, and that's going to be an error, and looks like, no, they will not send Torrin Thompson home from third. So, an error in E6 will put Joslin at first, and will send Thompson to third, and now CJ Hasbargen to the plate. Behind him, Brody Carlson. Hasbargen 2 down, runners on the corners, and a chance for an RBI. First pitch to him is a ball. So a 1-0 count. Hasbargen. The 1-0 is going to hit him right in the side. He takes it like a champ, and he'll move down to first. So bases loaded for Brody Carlson coming to the plate. Jake Olson behind him on deck. And now an even better situation for an RBI as the bases do get loaded after the hit by pitch. Top of the first, 2 down. But bases loaded here for International Falls. Wearing their purple jerseys, letters and numbers, yellow outlined in white. Got the yellow shoulders and the yellow stripe down the side as well. White pants and their white hats with the purple brim. First pitch here to Brody Carlson is in there for strike one. Nathan Nelson with the pitch. Swing and a miss by Brody Carlson. Now down 0-2. Bases loaded. 2 out. Carlson will step back into the batter's box. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Nelson. Swing and a miss. And that will be out number 3. So the Broncos get the bases loaded on an error, a base hit, and a hit by pitch. But the Mustangs are able to get the final strikeout on Brody Carlson to avoid any damage. So no runners crossed there for the Broncos. And we will move down to the bottom of this opening inning as we are scoreless here. The Mustangs will get set to go. Keep it right here. Again, if you're listening for those Broncos on 95.5 FM, KBEK, thank you all for tuning in. Again, trying to keep the buffering down to a minimum here in Esco, but not a great spot for internet-wise. So we'll do the best that we are able to. Game Day Gilman joining you for this one. On the mound today for the International Falls Broncos is going to be Cody Joslin. He will start for them. Cody Joslin. Then behind the plate is going to be Brody Carlson. Over on first is going to be Julius Maish. And then at third is going to be CJ Hasbargen. So he'll play third today. He did play right field on Tuesday a little bit. Jake Olson is going to be over there on second. And at shortstop, going to be number 18, Noah Schakowski. And over in right field, I believe, is Zach Yuso. Looks like it. I cannot see center field or left field. I am too far away to see those numbers. But again, Cody Joslin on the mound for the I-Falls Broncos. And leading off for the Mora Mustangs is Cole Gamal. We're in number 3, Cole Gamal on the season, batting .302 on the season. 16 RBIs to lead the team in that category. He has 3 triples as well on the season. So the lefty Colgamal steps into the plate. Joslin with the windup and the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. So an 0-1 count now to Colgamal. Joslin likes the signal. Here's the windup and the pitch. That was going to be high and go over the catcher and to the backstop. But no harm, no foul there as nobody's on, and Colgamal is the leadoff batter. He's playing out in right field today. That one's inside on Gamal, and it'll make it a 2-1 count now from Cody Joslin. So 2-1. Joslin with the windup and the pitch. Gets a piece of that one, does Gamal, and that one is into deep right field, and it is gone. Colgamal with a leadoff home run, and he rounds the bases. So Colgamal with a 2-1 count. He delivers an absolute bomb to right center and puts the Mustangs on top. 1-0. So now coming to the plate is going to be Carter Gamal for the Mustangs as the number 2 hitter. You just watched Cole swing one to right center for a home run. Now Joslin will work, and this one is out to deep center. That one's back, but the center fielder on in time for out number 1. Carter Gamal gave that one a ride, but it's going to be an out. He'll be the first. Owen Lind, the first baseman, coming to the plate. 1 down and nobody on for the Mustangs. Owen Lind wearing that 31. Mustangs wearing their blue jerseys, black sleeves with the white letters and numbers outlined in black, gray pants, and their white hats, the blue front of them, and the black brim. First pitch to Owen Lind from home team here today. I Falls, the away team. The 1-0 is in there for strike 1 from Joslin to Owen Lind. Taking a look at Lind's season. He's got a .286 batting average and has batted in 5 runs. He's going to swing on this one, pop this one up towards first base territory and foul territory, but the first baseman, Julius Maish, is on it in time for out number 2. So one first baseman flies out to the other, and now it's Nathan Nelson, the pitcher for Mora, stepping to the plate. A pitcher versus pitcher here in this at-bat, as Joslin will look to get out number 3 for the Broncos. Try and limit the damage to 1. Here's the pitch from Joslin. Low for ball 1. Was close. It was a good frame there, but low. Here's the windup in the pitch from Joslin. That one's going to be low in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 count now. 2 down for the Mustangs. They've already swung and hit a home run from Colgamal. That one's up and right in front of the face of Nathan Nelson. He just looks the other way. So now a 3-0 count for Nathan Nelson. Joslin with 3-0. That one's in there for strike 1. Nice comeback pitch there for Joslin. 3-1 count. Here's the windup from Joslin and the pitch. And he thought about it, but holds off, does Nathan Nelson. And that'll run the count full with 2 outs and nobody on. 3-2 pitch on the way. Nathan Nelson fouls this one off down the third base line. And he'll get set to do it again with a full count. Cody Joslin gave up that leadoff home run, but since then it's been 2 flyouts. And he'll look for another out here. Here's the pitch from Joslin. That's going to be low and bounce to the catcher. And it will be a walk for Nathan Nelson down to first. That brings to the plate the left fielder, Nolan McGaw. On the season for him, he's batting .212 on the season. And 4 RBIs. We will have a pinch runner at first. It's going to be number 11, Brock Folkema. So Folkema over there at first for the pitcher, Nathan Nelson. Runner on first and 2 down for Mora. Cody Joslin is ready, but Nolan McGaw is not. So here we go. Nolan McGaw into the batter's box. Cody Joslin gets set. Here's the pitch to McGaw. He fouls that one back. Out of play. Joslin will get back to the mound and get set. Here's the 0-1. This one is swung on and hit down the left field line. Going, and it is caught by the left fielder in time for out number 3. So a fly out to the left fielder for out number 3. And we will head on over to the top of the second inning with the Mustangs leading 1-0 over the Broncos. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on 104.1 FM Lakes Country KSDM and 95.5 FM KBEK.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated.
0.5 FM KBEK for you Mustang fans, and over on KSDM 104.1 FM Lakes Country for the Bronco fans. Got double duty today, as we got two good teams going at it, but a 1-0 lead now for the Mustangs after a leadoff home run there by Cole Gamal. Top of the second, Broncos leadoff batter going to be Jake Olson. Second base today for the Broncos. And then behind him is going to be number 17, Parker Olson. Again, I never know if it's brothers or family members or what it is, because you can have plenty of same last names, but they've never even met each other. And looking to lay down the bunt is Jake Olson, but it's going to get by for strike one. So an attempted bunt miss there by Jake Olson, and it will be a 0-1 count for him now, top of the second inning. Olson is the leadoff batter. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one swung on and fouled down the first base line. Oh, now an 0-2 count here for Jake Olson from Nathan Nelson. Nelson ready. Here's the windup and the pitch. In there for strike three, and Olson will go down looking for out number one. So that brings to the plate Parker Olson. Stepping to the batter's box, not in yet. He checks to the head coach on third base for the signal. He now steps in the box. Nathan Nelson with the windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed for Parker Olson. Early 0-1. Nelson with the pitch. That one is swung on and hit out to right field. Deep right field. The right fielder is under it. Grabs it in time for out number two. So 2 up, 2 down here for the I Falls Broncos, and it will be Noah Schakowski to the plate. And he will try to put something in play here for the Broncos and try and get someone on base as Nathan Nelson tries to get out of this one. Put him up 3 and get him down 3. In there for strike one at the letters from Nathan Nelson. Makes it an 0-1 count. There's the 0-1 delivery from Nelson. That one's fouled back out of play over the Broncos dugout. Now 0-2. 2 down, nobody on, and an 0-2 count here for Noah Shikowski. That one just outside for ball 1. One-two pitch on the way from Nelson, and ducking under it is Shikowski. Be a ball call. Make it a 2-2 count now. Nelson with the 2-2 pitch. Just outside, they're going to say. It's full count now for Noah Shikowski. Here's the full count pitch from Nelson. Swing and a miss there by Noah Shikowski. And that will put them down in 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the I-Falls Broncos. And we'll head to the bottom of inning number 2 here in Esco, as the Mustangs lead over the Broncos 1-0 here early in this one. And again, it was a leadoff home run there from Cole Gamal, who got them on the board first. But now we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Broncos will try to get the Mustangs 1-2-3, just like the Mustangs did to the Broncos. Of course, the Broncos here on KSDM 104.1 FM, Lakes Country in International Falls, would like to thank their sponsors: Hometown Hobby and Crafts, Domino's Pizza, Up North Builders, Rainy Lake Houseboats, Green Larson Mortuary, Rainy River Minnesota North College, Napa Auto Parts, Service Master, The Dent Shop, Snap Fitness, Cantor Electric, Nagurski Transportation, Northern Lumber, Align Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Northland Sales and Service, and North Star Electric. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors on both stations. Again, whether you're listening on KSDM 104.1 FM, Lakes Country, or 95.5 FM, KBEK, thanks for tuning in. And now to the plate. Joe Bakke, will be the leadoff batter here for the Mora Mustangs in the bottom of inning number 2. Laying out in center. Cody Joslin got him. Checking his swing. Did not go. You hold on for ball 1. He even had to fall to a knee to hold that one off, but he does. And here's the 1-0. That time is going to be in there for strike 1 from Cody Joslin to Joe Bakke. One delivery on the way. That one's fouled back into the fence. So we'll wait. We'll get the ball back there. And next pitch to Mora is inside for ball 2-2 count now. Joe Bakke. 2-2 delivery. Bakke gets a piece of that one. That one's high and deep to left field. That is gone. Joe Bakke with a leadoff home run once again for the Mora Mustangs. So we've seen back-to-back innings start off with leadoff home runs for the Mora Mustangs, and they will now lead 2-0. Okay, got a hold of that one and absolutely sent it. And, okay, looking at his stats, no home runs on the year. That's his first. Had 1 RBI coming into the game. And congratulations to him. Nice job. So 2-0 now for the Mora Mustangs over the I-Falls Broncos. But if you're the Broncos, it's not a time to panic, because you've got plenty of time. I mean, it's only the bottom of the 2nd inning. You still have got your opportunity at the top of the 3rd. So, and we know International Falls can really get things going quickly You've seen that on Tuesday. You've seen that on Tuesday. They were able to really get things going quickly. After it seemed like they weren't going to get out to the hottest of starts, but then all of a sudden the runs just started to come. They started putting people on base. They started to make good contact, and then the runs just started to come after that. And now a base hit for Jordan Such. Oh, he's going to be out. I thought he might beat that one. But a good field there by the second baseman, and throws out Such at first. So 1 out, nobody on, and Alex Warner comes to the plate now for the Mora Mustangs. Again, nice play there by the I-Falls second baseman over there, Jake Olson. Making a nice play and making sure he beat the runner. A lot of times with a runner like that that's getting down the baseline quickly, a player can rush the throw and it can go offline and turn into an error and an extra base, but he did a good job of just concentrating and remembering his fundamentals and just easily getting it to first in time. Now the next batter here is Alex Warner. He sees 2 pitches and he will get the second one to the third baseman, who throws it on to first in time for out number 2. So Warner will ground out to C.J. Hasbargen over at third. And Owen Zuka to the plate now for the Mora Mustangs. Got a .07 batting average this season, but that's during the regular season. And again, playoffs, a totally different atmosphere, and I've always said that whatever happened during the regular season doesn't matter, and that's, I think, something that I-Falls has lived by as they beat Pequot Lakes. I mean, that was an upset. No one, I don't think, except for I-Falls, expected them to win that game as Pequot came in on a nice run and with a very strong team, but I-Falls, they had the determination, and they came out and got up early, and I think it shocked Pequot Lakes, and they couldn't really get back till that bottom of the 7th, but it wasn't enough as I-Falls held on. As Zuka fouls off the first pitch. Excuse me, it's a 1-1 after the first pitch was a ball. That one's going to be in there, though, for strike 2 to Zuka. So now a 1-2 count for Owen Zuka. 2 down and nobody on for the Mustangs. Zuka gets this one, a base hit into the outfield just past the outstretched arm of the shortstop. So Owen Zuka will get on with a base hit, a 2-out base hit there for Owen Zuka. Now we head to back to the top of the order with Cole Gamal, the lefty who led off the first inning with a home run, and you can bet he'll be looking to do the same here. But if you're the I-Falls Broncos, you're okay. You got 2 outs. You just got to get this last one. Don't put anything obviously hanging over the plate for him to just drill. Maybe work these corners a little bit and kind of read what the umpire's giving you for a strike zone. See if you can expand it maybe a little bit and then get some of these Mora players to get frozen looking at a few pitches. But a runner on first with 2 down here for the Mustangs, and the first pitch in there to Maul is high for ball 1. So 1-0 count to Cole Gamal from Cody Joslin. Joslin will check on the runner at first, and he is back safely. Maybe just a hair sooner, and they would have gotten him. Leaning at first, but he is back safely. That pitch is low for ball 2 to Cole Gamal. Should mention that Jordan Such is DHing for Mason Nelson today for the Mustangs. Next pitch to Cole Gamal is high for ball 3. A 3-0 count now. 2 down and a runner on first for the Mustangs. In the bottom of the second inning, they lead 2-0. 2 home runs have given them those 2 runs, and here's the 3-0. In there for strike number 1. Now a 3-1 count to Cole Gamal. Joslin glances at the runner at first. This one's going to be high, and Pretty easy one there for Cole Gamal to lay off of. So runners will be at first and second, and that brings Carter Gamal to the plate, who is 0 for 1 with a flyout in the first. Carter Gamal steps into the batter's box. Joslin gets set, likes the signal that he got. Sets up, and here's the pitch. Gamal will foul this one back, out of play. And now the count's 0-1. 0-1 pitch to Gamal is on the way. It's going to be high above the letters for ball one. So a 1-1 count now to Carter Gamal from Cody Joslin, who gets set, and here's the pitch. Gamal gets a piece of that one out to left center. The left fielder dives. He holds on for out number 3. What a diving catch out there by the left fielder. Great job to hold on to that one. And that will be out number 3. So a much needed grab there from the left fielder. Nice play there. Trying to catch his number and give him the credit he deserves. Either way, it's a good diving catch there for the Broncos to end the second inning. That's number 10. So that is Matt Worley out there in left field. Great job by him to grab that one on the dive. And we will take a quick commercial break. We'll be back after this 30-second commercial break. You're listening to Playoff Baseball on 95.5 FM KBEK and 104.1 FM KSDM Lakes Country.
This high school sports season, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK and 104.1 FM KSDM Lakes Country. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're a Broncos fan, Mustangs fan. Thanks for tuning in. It's a 2-0 lead here for the Mora Mustangs. But then batting first here, it'll be the top of the order for the Broncos of International Falls. Torrin Thompson, he led it off with a base hit in the first, and he'll try to get on base quickly and try and help his team get back some of these runs. Again, you're only down 2-0, so no need to try and rush anything or panic or swing at things that are just on the edge of the strike zone. Just be patient, find your pitch, and get on base. So Torrin Thompson will watch the first one go by for ball one from Nathan Nelson. Nathan Nelson will fire this one by, but it's going to be outside for ball two. 2-0 count now for Torrin Thompson. Nathan Nelson gets set. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one swung on and popped into foul territory down the third base line. Thought the third baseman might reach it, but he was just out of reach. He tried to make the diving play, but Alex Warner cannot get there, just not in time. Good effort play there from Alex Warner. You like seeing him make those hustle plays. So now it's a 2-1 count here for Torrin Thompson after that foul ball. And Nathan Nelson will step off real quick and quickly step back. Gets the signal he likes. Here's the pitch. It's going to be high. And now it's a 3-1 to Torrin Thompson. Torrin Thompson readies. Here's Nathan Nelson with the 3-1. That one's in there for strike two, and Thompson was sure that one was a little bit low, and he was on his way to first, but not the case. Now it's a full count here for Torrin Thompson, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Torrin Thompson, and he will be out number one. So that's a tough one there for Torrin Thompson, especially when you thought the last one was a ball, and then you've got to worry about one like that from Nathan Nelson. So a strikeout there by Nathan Nelson, and now it's Matt Worley to the plate. He put down a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat, and he'll swing through this one. It'll roll to the backstop, but will be an 0-1 count now for Matt Worley. Nathan Nelson with the next one, fires it across, but it is outside for ball one. Nathan Nelson can really deliver the heat on these pitches. We've seen it, but he also can take a little bit off, and that one is swung on and hit down the first base line. It looks like it's going to stay foul. It will, and no chance there for Mora to get to it. 1-2 now for Matt Worley. Again, the sac bunt in the first inning, unfortunately, could not lead to anything as Torrin Thompson made it to third, but they could not bring him home. 1-2 for Worley. Worley gets a piece of that one. It's a slow roller in the grass to the shortstop. He picks it up, throwing on to first in time for out number 2. So the roller to the shortstop there, Carter Gamal, who picks it up and throws it on to first in time for the second out. And now it's Julius Mason. This is a guy you got to be careful with because he is a good hitter. Whether it's contact, power, or speed, he's got it all. He'll look to put something in play and try and get something started for the Broncos as Nathan Nelson delivers a little bit of an off-speed. That one is a bouncer to the shortstop. But he still gets it on to first in time for out number 3. Just a great play there by the shortstop, Carter Gamal, that sends down Julius Maish. So 1, 2, 3 go the Broncos here in the top of the third. So they will move down to the bottom of the third and try and not make it 3 straight innings with a home run, as we've seen a home run in the beginning of the first with Cole Gamal. Then in the second inning, it was Joe Bakke who led it off with a home run, and they'll try to avoid a third straight inning with a leadoff home run here, will the Broncos. But the Mustangs, you can bet, are absolutely itching to try and get another leadoff home run, try and extend this lead to 3-0, if not maybe even more if they can get some runners on. But leading off for them here in the third inning will be Owen Lind. And why don't we take a quick 30-second break to hear a word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on KSDM 104.1 FM Lakes Country and 95.5 FM KBEK.
High-capacity hydraulics, four-wheel drive, hydrostatic transmission, horsepower. You like when somebody speaks your language. Then you better visit the experts at Minnesota Equipment in Isanti. Dozens of tractors, utility vehicles, mowers, and compact utility tractors ready to take home today at a price that won't break the bank. The sale is just the start of the relationship. Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or at minnesotaequipment.com.
Julius Maish will be the new pitcher here for International Falls, and again trying to just switch it up a little bit. And I always want to believe that it's not that a guy has given up runs or anything like that, but more or less you want to save his arm and confidence if you were to move on to the next round. But 2 innings there for Cody Joslin. He did give up the 2 home runs, no strikeouts, and 1 walk there for him in 2 innings of work. So Julius Maish, the new pitcher here for International Falls, and he'll get warmed up. And again, they will try to avoid 3 straight innings with a home run, but leading it off will be Owen Lind leading it off for the Mora Mustangs. Both of these teams have lost a game, so the loser here, unfortunately, has their season come to an end, while the winner will go on and play again here at 4 p.m. against Pine City. Whether it's Mora or International Falls, both of these teams have played them before, so it'll be kind of familiar. Maish, the first pitch is just outside for ball 1. Next pitch there to Lind is swung on and hit towards the shortstop. The throw on to first is picked up off the dirt in time for out number 1. Nice shot there by the first baseman. Picking that one up in the dirt and holding on to it for the first out. That's Cody Joslin now, who moves over to first. So him and Maish literally just switch position. Maish, thank you so much. As now the pitcher here, Maish, will get set to face off against Nathan Nelson. As Owen Lynn grounded out to the shortstop. Nathan Nelson, good hit on that one, but it's going to drift foul. So Nathan Nelson in his first at-bat, he walked and got stranded there at first. Bottom of the third, Mustangs lead 2-0 here in Esco. Umpire's got to fix his mask real quick, and then we're back to action. So Nathan Nelson with a 0-1. Here's the pitch from Mace. And that is inside, almost hit him. But it almost isn't close enough. You can hear the dugout telling him, hey, you got to wear that one, man. Hey, trying to get him on base. And this one bounces well before the plate. So it's a 2-1 count now for Nathan Nelson, the starting pitcher today for the Mora Mustangs. 2-1 delivery from Maish. He gets a piece of that one. Oh, and it's right to the first baseman. And again, that is Cody Joslin who grabs it for out number 2. So that is the second out here for the Mustangs, and Nolan McGaw will come to the plate. He flew out as the third out in the first inning. He'll try to get something in play here for the Mustangs. They had a nice 2-1 win over Aiken to get to play Esco, but then lost to Esco, and that's how the Mustangs got to this point. Nolan McGaw is coming in. 212 batting on the year, and that one hits the pitcher, I think, but it slows down enough for the second baseman and shortstop to get onto it, throw it on to first in time for out number 3. So a good play there by the shortstop, as that one, I think it might have hit Maish, or it hit the mound and really slowed it down, one of the two, but either way, that pitch got slowed down a lot, and McGaw still couldn't reach. That's just a good play there by the shortstop. It was close. If we had a replay, we might see how close it is, but we don't. So the Mustangs will go 3 up, 3 down, much like the Broncos did here in this third inning. So third inning similar for both of these teams, as we'll move on to the top of inning number 4. A quick-moving game here in this one. I don't think anyone would complain about that. Quick-moving action here in this one, as we will, again, go to top of inning number 4 here in Esco between the Mora Mustangs and the I-Falls Broncos. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, joining you, bringing you all the action for this game. I want to give a shout-out to the fans next to me, providing me with a chair. I appreciate that so much. That is coming in clutch here. We'll talk about clutch at-bats, I'm sure, in this game or the next one, but thank you so much for providing a chair for me to sit in. That is just huge, huge thank you to them for giving me something to sit on. It's getting warm out, ladies and gentlemen. It has gotten warm out. After that first game we've seen, it has been absolutely, well, I mean, sitting in the sun doesn't help to make it feel any cooler, but it says about 76 degrees here in Esco. I'd say it feels a lot warmer, about like 85. But 76 degrees here in Esco, Minnesota. Still a beautiful day for baseball. That wind is gusting at about 10 miles an hour right now, and when it gusts, man, does it feel fantastic. But now coming to the plate and leading off for the Broncos here in the top of inning number 4 will be the new first baseman, Cody Joslin. He reached on an error in his first at-bat, and the pitch from Nathan Nelson is swung on and hit out to center field, and the center fielder onto it in time for out number 1. And those types of plays for a center fielder are not easy because it's almost on the line, but it's got a little bit of an arc to it, but it's coming down so quickly that if you make one misstep, you're going to miss it, and it's going to bounce away. So a great job by the center fielder there for Mora to grab that one for the first out. And out there, that's Joe Bakke. As the first pitch here from Nathan Nelson to C.J. Hasbargen is in there for a strike. That one's just off the mark and make it 1-1 now. One just outside. We'll shift the count now to 2-1. Nathan Nelson so far has... Oh, they're going to say it hit Hasbargen. So the umpire says it hit him. Hasbargen didn't even think it did. Apparently the ump saw something Hasbargen didn't. So Hasbargen's down at first, and if you're the Broncos, you'll take it right now. Just try and get a base runner on any way you can. And now Brody Carlson to the plate. He struck out in his first plate appearance back in the first. Nelson checks on the runner at first, glances back over. Now the pitch. In there for strike one. And the catcher, Mason Nelson, quickly out of his stance to kind of threaten the runner at first, say, hey, I will try and throw down. And instead it'll be Nathan Nelson. But Hasbargen is back safely. Nelson gets set. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and hit just past Nathan Nelson over his glove. He almost had it. Might have even nicked the tip of his glove, but that is going to be a single here for Brody Carlson, and now you've got two runners on with one down for the International Falls Broncos. And now coming to the plate is number 12, Jake Olson. He struck out looking in his first at-bat back in the second inning. So, umpire quickly getting something written down here. Again, runners on first and second for I Falls. Only one down. And Nathan Nelson just waiting for the umpire to get back behind the plate. And he's back there, and we'll get set to go again. Top of the fourth, two runners on for the Broncos and only one out. Nathan Nelson will get set. Likes the signal, readies. And here's the pitch. Just low for ball one. To Jake Olson. That one is swung on high up in the zone. It's popped up into foul territory over on the first baseline, but it is going to go out of play. And again, the trees aren't wearing a jersey, so it's not going to count as an out. So Olson will get set to do it with a 1-1 count. Nelson will get a pause here as they will get a new ball to the umpire. Back to action as Nathan Nelson quickly is set. Checks that runner at second and delivers. Just outside for ball two. 2-1 now to Jake Olson. Checks for the signal at the third base coach. Nathan Nelson readies. And here's the pitch. That one swung on and hit towards the first baseman. Oh, I think that ball throwing to second hit the runner. And that will bring Hasbargen all the way home. So a fielder's choice for Jake Olson that leads to a run coming across to make it 2-1 in favor still of the Mustangs, but Broncos do get one back. It's 2-1 here, top of the fourth. Runner still at first and second, one down. Nelson delivers to Parker Olson, and that one is a ball. One-0 count, and the pitch. That one swung on and hit to the backstop for a foul. It's now a 1-1 count here for Parker Olson as the Broncos have scored a run here. Cut into the deficit and make it 2-1. Swing and a miss there from Parker Olson. That'll make it a 1-2 count now for Olson, the fifth batter seen at the plate in the top of the fourth for the Broncos. Mustangs still lead 2-1 as Nathan Nelson with the 1-2 delivery. This one is fouled back out of play. Get a new ball back into Nathan Nelson, and he'll get ready. He's got a good pace to him here in this one. He doesn't take real long, but is not super quick either. He's got a nice pace as he delivers this 1-2, and that one is fouled. Foul back, and we'll do it again with a 1-2 count for Parker Olson. One down, runners on first and second here for the Broncos, and the top of the fourth. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That one swung on and hit out to shallow right. It's going to bounce. Right fielder will throw it in, and it's off the mark a little bit, but the catcher, Mason Nelson, there we go. We'll figure it out. Gets to it and holds on to it to hold the runners, but now the bases are loaded after the Parker Olson base hit. Noah Schakowsky, we've seen him come in clutch, driving in a couple of runs on Tuesday, and they'll look to him again for that. He struck out in his first at-bat as well. First pitch to him is in there for strike one from Nathan Nelson. He fired that one by Schakowsky. That one is swung on and popped up out of play. Nathan Nelson readies. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be outside for a called ball. So 1-2 count now to Schakowsky. Nelson with the pitch. And swinging and missing. And because there is no base open, even though the strikeout was dropped, there is no base open, so it is an automatic out there. He does not get to try and run to first. So that is out number 2. Bases still loaded here for the International Falls Broncos. But the Mustangs get one of the outs they needed. And now it's back to the top of the order with Torrin Thompson. Nathan Nelson shakes off the first signal, likes the second. Here's the pitch. Just outside for ball one. And Torrin Thompson, 1 for 2, struck out in the third and then hit a base hit back in the first. He reached third, but it was unable to get driven home. Swings and misses on this one to make the count 1-1. One count for Thompson. Nathan Nelson with the pitch. Took a little something off of that one, but it's just outside. I like that pitch there from Nelson, but just outside. For ball 2. 2-1. That one's going to be fouled back out of play. And if you're just joining us, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and you're listening to this Section 7 AA elimination baseball game here on 104.1 FM Lakes Country. And that's a base hit for Torrin Thompson. That's going to bring home 1 run, and they're going to send the second runner from second, so that scores 2. A 2-out, 2-run single by Torrin Thompson. Runners will be on first and second, and it's now a 3-1 lead for the Broncos. A little 2-out magic here from them, as now it's Matt Worley to the plate. 0 for 1 after that sacked bunt in the first. Nathan Nelson comes back with a heater there, delivers that one for strike one. So 3-2, Broncos now lead in the top of the fourth. Nelson with the next one. This one is swung on and hit down the third base line, and he will step on the third base and grab it for out number 3. Oh, the Broncos do some damage here. On 3 hits, they score 2 runs and now take a 3-2 lead over the Mora Mustangs as we will move on to the bottom of inning number 4. And up to that point, this game was moving really quickly, but the Broncos slowed it down here and have given themselves a 1-run lead as we will move on to the bottom of inning number 4. We will be right back after this 30-second commercial break. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on KSDM 104.1 FM Lakes Country and 95.5 FM KBEK. Back after a 30-second commercial break.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Back here on KSDM International Falls and KBEK Mora. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're just joining us, you've missed a pretty quick moving first 3.5 innings. After the Broncos couldn't score a run in the first 3, the Mustangs scored a leadoff home run in the first inning with Cole Gamal, then a leadoff for Julius Maish. Top of the 5th inning. Oh, and that one's going to hit him. So Maish is going to lead off this 5th by being hit by a pitch. And now coming to the plate is Cody Joslin. Looks like we'll get a pinch runner. Jackson Reiner over there on first to pinch run for the pitcher, Julius Maish. They'll get that figured out on the umpire's sheet. And then we will be back to action. Sorry about the technical difficulties there, but we're back. In the top of the 5th, the Broncos lead 3-2 after the Mustangs are unable to score a run there in the bottom of the 4th. And then this top of the 5th inning was a hit by pitch there by Nathan Nelson on Julius Maish. So Maish is technically on first, but it's his courtesy runner, Jackson Reiners. And then the pitch here to Cody Joslin is a ball. 1-0 count for Joslin. Throw back over. Almost got him, but courtesy runner back. Reiners is back just in time. Nice move by Nathan Nelson. Almost got the runner at first, but a bunt put down, and Nathan Nelson. Now it's C.J. Hasbargen to the plate. He is 0-for-0 today. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Man. But that second time around, it didn't even look like he was hit by a pitch. The umpire said he was, so I mean, he didn't even react. Maybe he's just that tough, but here's the pitch to Hasbargen. In there for strike 1. On 1 count to Hasbargen, and Nelson will step off and fake a throw down to 2, but runner is back. That's Reiners again for I Falls on second. This pitch to Hasbargen is in there for strike 2. Oh, 2 swinging is Hasbargen. He misses, and that is out number 2. So a strikeout there for Nathan Nelson, and now it's Brody Carlson who comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. Got a single back in the 4th and struck out in the 1st. 2 down, runner on second for the Broncos, trying to add on to their lead. Trying to move on to play again at 4 p.m. against Pine City, team who they lost to on Tuesday. First pitch to Carlson is in there for strike one from Nathan Nelson. Nelson readies, and here's the 0-1. That's going to be down, and it's going to get away from Mason, and it's going to send Reiners to third. So runner 90 feet away now as it's a 1-1 count for Brody Carlson. Nathan Nelson gets ready. Here's the 1-1. Just outside. Ball 2. 2-1 count, 2 down. Runner on third now for the Broncos. Nelson with the pitch. And that one's going to get away from Mason Nelson, and that will send the runner home from third. So the Broncos are going to get an extra run to score. They now lead 4-2 over Mora. Pass ball is going to score the run. And this pitch into Carlson is going to be ball 4. So he will walk down to first. And now it's Jake Olson coming to the plate. 0 for 2 with he reached on a fielder's choice back in the fourth and then struck out looking in the second. He'll get the signals from his third base coach and step into the batter's box. So runner at first with 2 down, and that one is swung on and hit out to the gap in right center. It's going to get down for a base hit. The right fielder gets to it. He's going to run, and he's going to throw it in, and he's trying to get it to third, and just off the mark. Man, the right fielder, what a throw in there. That's Cole Gamal with a beautiful throw in, but just not on the mark enough. If that's on the mark, that's an out. I mean, what a throw from Cole Gamal. The effort from him almost gives the Mustangs that third out, but instead it's going to be a double, and runners on in scoring position, 2 down, and it's a 4-2 lead for the Broncos. Parker Olson to the plate now. The delivery, and that one is hit to the shortstop. Throw on to first, in time for out number 3. So the Broncos get 1 hit, 2 walks, and see 1 run, come across the plate, and they lead 4-2 now as we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mustangs have a little bit of work to do here as now in the bottom of the 5th, but again, they are the home team, designated home team, so they will get to technically 3 more innings here, the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 6th, and bottom of the 7th, if they need it. Who knows if they will. Broncos do a good job, though, of no runs there in the first 3 innings. In fact, in the second and third, they went 1, 2, 3, but then in the fourth, they get 3 runs across, and then this 5th inning add another one on. And the the Broncos lead now 4-2 in the bottom of inning number 5. Why don't we take a 30-second commercial break? You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on KSDM 104.1 FM I Falls and KBEK 95.5 FM Mora. 30 seconds.
It's finally mowing season, but you'd rather be doing something else. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to help you get the job done quicker, any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk-behind mowers. How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Yard work doesn't have to take all day. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Now to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Mustangs will be at the plate, and it is going to be Carter Gamal. No, Cole. Carter Gamal on deck, Cole Gamal at the plate. Again, he led off the first inning with a home run and then walked in the second. He watches this one go by for ball one. Cole Gamal, 1-for-1. This pitch to him on the outside part of the plate, in there for strike one. Maish, still the pitcher out there for the Broncos. 1-1 count now for Gamal. That one's off the plate outside for ball two. Here's the 2-1. And that one's popped up and out of play. So the count moves even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Maish. And this one will be fouled back out of play as well. So we'll set up to do it again at 2-2. Cole Gamal, the lead-off batter here for the Mustangs. Maish trying to battle and get this first out, get the lead-off batter down. That one's low for ball three. Full count. Nice frame by Maish, or excuse me, not Maish, Brody Carlson. But umpire called ball. Full count pitch on the way. Swung on into deep center. Center fielder going back, and that is gone. It's a home run here for Cole Gamal, his second of the game. He's going to cross them all. That is a big swing and a much-needed run there for the Mora Mustangs as they now still trail 4-3. So if you're the Broncos, you've got to feel okay because you're still up by one, and you know that these last two innings you've scored a couple of runs. So if you're the Mustang or the Broncos, excuse me, you're not comfortable by any means, but you are okay because you know the fact that these last couple of innings your bats have gotten hot. So now you can look to that, and now you just got to hope that you can get these next three outs. But for Cole Gamal, 2 home runs in this game. Pitch there is swung on and hit into left center. That was going to roll, and Carter Gamal is going to be sent home from first. Carter Gamal, the play is not going to be there, and Carter Gamal scores from first, and that is going to be an RBI. Well, we'll call it single as the throw home led to the double, but an RBI there for Owen Lynn, and that'll tie this one up at 4. So just like that, we are tied at 4 in the bottom of the 5th. Wow, what a big comeback here for the Mustangs, and they don't even have an out yet. And we'll get a mound visit here. Julius Maish been pitching since the 3rd inning. And we'll see what happens with this conference. And while they have a conference out there, we'll take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on Lakes Country 104.1 FM.
Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bacon Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Back here on KSDMI Falls 104.1 FM and KBEK 95.5 FM Mora. The Mustangs have just tied it at 4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nobody out and a runner on at second. Julius Maish still on the mound after that mound visit. So Maish will try and get out of this inning after giving up 2 runs. And first pitch here to Nathan Nelson is just inside for ball 1. 1-0 count now to Nathan Nelson, and here's the pitch. He swings on this one and fouls that one back out of play. So a 1-1 count now for Nathan Nelson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing on this one, pops it up towards center, and he grabs it for out number 1. So 1 down now, and the runner will stay at second, and it is going to be Nolan McGaw to the plate. So Nolan McGaw on the day. 0 for 2. Fly out and ground out here. First pitch to him is swung on and popped up right at the first baseman, and he gloves it. And that would do a lot right now for the Mustangs. There's a nice off speed there from Julius Maish. Gets him swinging. 0-1 now. And he thought about that one, but it is in there still for a strike. So 0-2 count now for Joe Bakke. And now Jordan Such to the plate. 2 down and still a runner on first. As it's now a 5-4 Mustang lead. First pitch to Such is high for ball 1. So 1-0 count, and that one's in there for ball 2 from Maish. This next one. Also ball, 3-0 count now to Jordan Such. He is 0 for 1 today with a ground out, and then he reached base on balls in the 4th and watches this one go by for strike 1. So 3-1 count now to Such. Steps back into the batter's box. Maish gets set. Here's the 3-1 delivery. That one is swinging and just past the shortstop's glove. And the runner from first, Bakke, is going to slide into third safely. And they call him safe. The Broncos not too happy with the call. The third baseman thought he had him. But Bakke's into third. And Such with a double. So runners on second and third now as Kenny Rant to the plate. Rant will step to the plate for the first time here today. Still 2 down. Runners on second and third now for Kenny Rant. Rant will step into the box now. Maish gets set. And here's the pitch. Inside. Ball 1. 2 down, runners on second and third. That one is swung on and base hit. That'll score 1. That'll score Such, and the runner from second will stop into third. So Such comes all the way. Or excuse me, that's Bakke. Bakke comes all the way home. Such to third. And Rant with the RBI single. And now Owen Zuka to the plate. With runners on the corners and still 2 down, it's now a 6-4 lead for the Mora Mustangs. 6-4 is now the lead. Big swing and a miss there from Owen Zuka. 1 for 2 today. Strikeout and a base hit back in the second. Zuka calls quick time, then steps back into the batter's box. Maish with the quick delivery. Low for the ball. One now for Zuka, that one's low in the dirt, but nice job by the catcher. Runners now second and third. Swing. And he got a piece of that one, follows it back.
Hey, keep your head in. Head in. Let's go. Head in. Within yourself. See it all the way to the barrel. Let's go, Deuce. Let's go, baby.
Zuka at the plate. 2 down, runners on in scoring position. That one bounces to the catcher, but it stays in front. Nice job there. And by Carlson. He's not had a easy day back there, but he's done a good job of keeping things in front of him. Zuka will foul this one back. Into the fence. On deck here for the Mustangs is Cole Gamal. And if you're the Broncos, not who you want to be seeing at the plate, so need a big out here. Zuka gets this one on the ground towards the third baseman. The throw on the first is in time for out number 3. So the Mustangs do some damage here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They get 1, 2, 3, 4 runs to cross. I think it's 5. 4, excuse me. 4 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th for the Broncos, or for the Mustangs rather, and they lead 6-4 over the Broncos as we will move on to the top of inning number 6. The Mustangs with the lead over International Falls. 6-4. We will take a 30-second commercial break, and then we will be right back as you are listening to this baseball playoff.
Available at every Wellia Health campus.
Getting ready for the top of inning number 6, and this one has been lately back and forth after a what seemed like a quick start for Mora. Saw them lead off with a home run. Then it was the 4th as they scored 3 and then scored another one in the 5th, but then the Mustangs come back and score 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. So the Broncos trying to get back and do some work. Nathan Nelson will still be on the mound for the Mustangs, as it's Noah Schakowsky leading off the top of the 6th for the Broncos. For out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for the Broncos, not what they wanted nor needed, especially after the bottom of the 5th the Mustangs had. So a fly out to center there for Thompson is out number 2, and it's Matt Worley to the plate. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Matt Worley, who is 0 for, gets this one over to Worley. This one's in inning with that catch right there, and we'll move to the bottom of the 6th. The Mustangs leading 6-4. Just about to say that Nathan Nelson on the season has pitched 34 2/3 innings and has a ERA of 1.01, a whip of 1.067, and 41 strikeouts, which is second on the team to James Oslin, who has 67. James Oslin, quite the pitcher for the Mustangs. He also plays summer ball, town ball. For the Broncos, it's another inning to work with, and you know that, again, you have scored plenty in 1 inning, and all you need to do is score 2 and hold. I mean, you don't want to intentionally walk them, because then you've got Carter Gamal and Owen Lind and then Nathan Nelson, who have done some damage. So you just got to you don't necessarily pitch around him either. Got to give him something that he can't just hit. It actually, you know, give credit to Julius Maish. He did a good job in that last at-bat going around Cole Gamal, but then all of a sudden accidentally hung something over, and Gamal just got a hold of it and hit it deep for that home run. So 6-4 here in this one between Mora and I Falls, as Julius Maish delivers the first one. It's going to be low for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch from Maish is swung on and popped up out of play. That one is popped up out of play by Cole Gamal. And that will move the count 1-1. Ball gets a piece of that one and fly out to, oh, the center fielder dropped it. Cole Gamal's going to round first, round second, then turns back around. So a one there for the center fielder. I mean, he had to travel. Nobody out, runner on second for the Mustangs and Carter Gamal. Maish gets set. And they're going to hold, no, they're going to send Gamal. They're going to send Cole Gamal from second. The throw-in is not going to be in time, and it is an RBI single, or double rather, for Carter Gamal. An RBI double there for Carter Gamal will send Cole Gamal home. Now it's a 7-4 lead for the Mustangs, and the Broncos have seen their late lead slip away here, and they're trying to get back into the swing of things when they were leading. And now Owen Lynn sends one out to left center. Left fielder under it in time for out number one. So now coming to the plate, Nathan Nelson, the starting pitcher. He's been out there for 6 innings of work. Done a pretty good job as well. He's, despite being 0 for 2, Nathan Nelson gets ready, and here's the pitch from Julius Maish. It's high and inside for ball one. Nathan Nelson on the year is batting .226 with 8 RBIs and 1 triple on the season. He watches this one low for ball two. So one down and runner on second. Nathan Nelson gets a piece of that one and gives it a ride, but it's going to drift foul. One down and a runner on second for the Mustangs as Nathan Nelson steps back into the batter's box with a 2-1 count. Maish gets set, and here's the pitch. That one is swung on and drifting foul. High for ball two. 2-0 count now for McGaw. That one's going to bounce into the chest of Carlson. Nice job of keeping it in front of him. And the runner at third, Carter Gamal, stays. So Nolan McGaw with a 3-0 now. That one's in there. And it will be a 3-1 count. Obviously, 99.9% of the time, 3-0 is going to be a red light. No swing. And now it's 3-1 and 3-2 after that big swing and miss there from Nolan McGaw. And Maish trying to get out of this inning, limiting the damage to 1. And that one is tipped, but held on. Not really sure how to score that one. We'll go foul tip for out number 3. But the Mustangs do get 1 run across here, and we go to the top of the 7th inning, and if the Mustangs can keep the Broncos off the board, that will be it, as the Mustangs would move on. For the Broncos, need at least 3 runs here in the top of the 7th, or the time 3:07, so might be right on time for the 3rd and final game here today. Winner of this one moves on to play Pine City at 4 o'clock. And International Falls, 104.1 FM. KSDM would like to thank their thanks to, of course, also thanks in Mora, downtown Mora. And leading off for the High Falls Broncos is Julius Maish. They got some work to do. They need 3 runs. Nathan Nelson looks like he's going to finish this one out. First pitch, leading off the 7th. That one's a swing and the miss. Ball goes in the dirt, but it is now a 1-2 count for Julius Maish. And the tough part is for the Broncos, you know, you want to be aggressive, but you can't be too aggressive because you still got to be smart with your what you're swinging at. Otherwise, you're going to be swinging at things you shouldn't be swinging at. 2-2 count for Maish. Nathan Nelson working quickly. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 3, and it's going to get Maish looking, and he does not like the call. That one's just on the outside part of the plate, and Maish giving the ump a word of what he thinks, and that's tough because, you know, it's a tough situation just because you're down by 3, you need 3, and you strike out looking, and that one's going to get down for Cody Joslin, who grabs a single here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, and now he's on. And now CJ Hasbargen comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Strikeout, and he's been hit by a pitch twice. Runner on first, 1 down. And that one's in there on the lower part of the plate for strike 1. Nathan Nelson here in the 7th inning has been working quickly in between pitches. He's not wasting any time. Throw back to first, not in time. Actually, it was in time, but just a little bit off the mark. He made Joslin get dirty, if anything. So here's the pitch to Hasbargen. Just outside. For ball 1. Get time call here. Hasbargen will take a moment and steps back into the plate. Or into the batter's box, rather. I guess into the plate works too. Hasbargen follows this one back and out of play. I believe it's a 1-2. One-two count for Hasbargen. Nathan Nelson readies. And here's the pitch. High for ball 2. 2-2 for Hasbargen. Got that runner at first. Nelson with the pitch. That one is swung on and a fly ball out to left field. It's drifting foul, but the left fielder there under it in time for the second out. So 2 down, and the Broncos are down to their final out with Brody Carlson to the plate. The tying run is on deck. Two down here. Broncos got to get some 2-out magic working. We've actually seen them have some 2-out magic in these playoffs, and they really need it here. But Nathan Nelson trying to close it out for the Mustangs. Pitch. In there for strike 1. Two down, runner on first. And the pitch. In there in the lower part of the plate for strike 2 to Brody Carlson. And they're down to their last strike. And it's tough because, you know, now you feel down, but you still got to try and keep the season alive if you're the Broncos. Here's the pitch. That's low and in the dirt. It bounces. And, and interestingly, Joslin's going to stay at first. Right there to Mason Nelson as he gets it and keeps that runner at first. 2 down, runner at first. Nathan Nelson trying to close it out with this pitch. Swung on and hit towards the... and Gamal just cannot grab it. It drifts in under his glove, and it's a base hit for Brody Carlson. So runners at first and second with 2 down, and now coming to the plate is Jake Olson. He is 1 for 3 today. Reached on a double. Fielder's choice, then struck out back in the second. He struck out looking back in the second. That's part of a 1-2-3 second and third inning. Nathan Nelson with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Well out in front of that one is Olson. And Nelson is in control here. But again, Broncos, that tying run at the plate. It's going to be high. Mason Nelson trying to frame it there almost. Makes it 1-1. One pitch on the way. And outside. So Jake Olson is the 2-1. And the pitch from Nelson is going to be high. And it's 3-1. So Jake Olson should be huge whether he gets on base with a hit or a walk. Swing and a miss on that one. 2 down, runners on first and second, down to the final strike once again. Jake Olson trying to keep it alive for the Broncos, and Nathan Nelson trying to finish it off here for the Mustangs. And Nelson will step off. Quickly back, full count. Nelson gets set. Here's the pitch. And fouled back out of play. We'll do it again with a full count for Jake Olson. Nathan Nelson trying to finish this one off for the Mustangs. Jake Olson trying to keep it alive for International Falls. Here's the pitch from Nathan Nelson. Oh, it gets underneath him. Mason Nelson can't locate it, but that's all right. The runners will only advance to the base they would have had anyways with the walk. So Jake Olson walks. Parker Olson now to the plate. He is the lead run now. Looks like we'll get a time call, and that might be the end of Nelson's day just because pitch count-wise. So we'll see. Runners at every bag now for the Broncos. And after getting those 2 quick outs, now they've got the bases loaded and a chance here. Mound visit, very important here. And looks like the ump will come over here for a extra ball. But I wonder what, it'd be interesting to be in that huddle right now to see what that conversation is. And, you know, for I Falls right now, you're just worried about getting runners on and getting runners home. Despite the, having 2 outs, you still just have to work 1 base at a time. Just try and get those hits and try and get 1 run at a time. The only way you get 4 or more than 1 at a time is a home run. Well, not even sometimes. Sometimes a home run is only 1, so don't mind my dialogue to myself. So the mound visit is over. Nelson will continue, and Parker Olson comes to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 down. Nathan Nelson with the pitch. That one is hit. Fouled back into the backstop. So an 0-1 count now for Parker Olson. Olson takes his time. Or Nelson, rather. This one is swung on and hit back. So Olson now is 0-2 behind the count. Nathan Nelson. He is feeling 1 strikeout away. Oh, 2. Here's the 0-2 delivery. That one is swung on and popped up somewhere out of play. So we'll do it again, 0-2. Parker Olson trying to keep the game alive. Nathan Nelson trying to end it. That one is swung on down the third base line, and the third baseman will step onto it for out number 3. So that is it, and the Mustangs will come out victorious here in this one. 7-4 over the I Falls Broncos. So the Bronco season has come to an end, sadly. It's a tough one. It's a bitter loss, especially after the run that they went on to get here. They had an upset, a huge upset win over Pequot Lakes, and fell to Pine City, and now fall to Mora, 7-4. So the season has come to an end for International Falls. What a season for them. Want to wish their seniors nothing but the best of luck as they go forward. Whether it's they go off to college, or maybe they go into the working field, or maybe they're going off to the military. Whatever they do in their next step in life, wish them nothing but the best of luck to these seniors, and good luck to these juniors, sophomore, and freshmen in next year's season or this upcoming fall season. So for the I Falls Broncos, the season has come to an end, but for the Mustangs, it does continue at 4 p.m. as they will play against Pine City in that game. And the winner of that one will move on to next week, where they would play again in the elimination bracket. So for I Falls, again, they unfortunately fall in this one to the Mora Mustangs. Again, wish nothing but the best of luck to all of their seniors. Hopefully, and whatever they do with their next step, again, whether it's college or maybe it's the military, or maybe it's just going right into the working field. Wish them nothing but good luck in that next step. And for the Mora Mustangs, they get at least one more game here up in Esco, and that'll be at 4 o'clock, so 40 minutes from now. I want to thank the International Falls fans who tuned in here today. Thank you to them for tuning in to 104.1 FM Lakes Country KSDM. Again, thank the fine sponsors for Lakes Country 104.1 FM. Hometown Hobby and Crafts, Domino's Pizza, Up North Builders, Rainy Lake Houseboats, Green Larson Mortuary, Rainy River Minnesota North College, Napa Auto Parts, Service Master, The Dent Shop, Snap Fitness, Cantor Electric, Nagurski Transportation, Northern Lumber, Align Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Northern Sales and Service, and North Star Electric. Thanks to all of those fine sponsors of KSDM, Lakes Country 104.1 FM, International Falls. Thanks to all of you who tuned in on the KBEK side. We'll be back here at 4 o'clock for that Pine City game. We'll be having a simulcast on KBK and 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP, since it'll be Pine City and Mora, two of our home stations going to be playing. So 30 minutes is the call for the start time. So we'll go back to regularly scheduled programming here on 104.1 FM, KSDM, and 95.5 FM, KBEK. Thanks so much for tuning in to this game as the Mustangs get the victory over the International Falls Broncos, 7-4. For KSDM 104.1 FM Lakes Country International Falls and KBEK 95.5 FM Mora, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your afternoon.